Go ahead.
Autumn Tampa for the record. I am a Zoom tutor. I've worked in the district for 21 years. I absolutely love everything that Senator Cannizzaro said. Thank you so very, very much. I've been helping to try to advocate for more money for Nevada's education because we need more money for the students to be effectively taught. We need more money for safety. We need more money for buildings that are structurally sound. We need enough space so children won't be falling over each other. We need adequate materials for environmental needs such as books, desks, tables, chairs, paper, properly working air conditioning and heating units, and updated books and technology. We also need adequate staffing to service all of our children, and that includes our pre-Ks, our special needs, our ELLs, our gifted and talented, and the general population. Staffing has been cut down, and in the Zoom is a fabulous program. It's one of the best things I've seen in my 21 years at CCSD. The children blossom. They learn to love reading and writing. They overcome their shyness and their insecurities. They find their voices and their self-worth, and they start to love learning. So any addition to Zoom, now I'm a little confused about the amendment, sorry, but I'm tired, been here 8 hours. So I apologize for that. But any addition, I think, would be fabulous. And so I am in support of any funding additional for education, which is way, way overdue. Thank you.
Thank you. Next person.
Jerry Schumann, CCSD employee. There's no way I can top what Nicole Cannizzaro has already brought forward. I just want to know that she has support down here in Las Vegas. I want to look at Section 10 for just a second. I don't believe there's a person in Las Vegas or across the country right now that doesn't think about sending their children to a school and wondering, possibly could this be the day that maybe my child doesn't come home? So to hire more police officers, to have them available at our schools, I cannot echo her energy going towards that section. The other section I want to talk about is Section 29, our social workers. A friend of mine just last week at Basic High School received a full-length page in the newspaper because of her programs as a social worker and the way that it has affected the students at Basic. And I just want to give her all the kudos because she does do an excellent job over there, and to have more social workers available to go into more schools would only improve the program. Having been employed in a Zoom school for over 5 years, I cannot even begin to tell you the progress, the effect, the quickness of how quickly it gets into our children and the progress they make in their educational lives. And I just want to say that it's great to have our Zoom schools now, but to have them even increased in number across our great city of Las Vegas would only be more production and more beneficial to our students. And
please wrap up your comments.
I just want to say thank you for all you guys, and thank you for all you're doing for our students, and I'm hoping that you make the right decisions. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Okay. Go ahead.
Madam Chair, thank you. Chris Daly, Nevada State Education Association. First, let me thank and acknowledge our members from ESEA who stayed and made comments in support of this bill tonight. NSEA supports the Safe and Supportive Schools Act, maintaining business tax rates to fund critical needs in public education, including services for English learners and at-risk students, school safety, and early childhood programs, and now Read by 3 literacy support as well. The needs of our schools and students has been well established and well documented in this session, and I think that it's a given. But this bill, the Safe and Supportive Schools Act, is one of the biggest steps that can be taken this session to address this chronic underfunding of public education without raising taxes. It would allocate an additional $95.5 million to public education, and I and my colleagues are going to talk about some of these services. First, the Zoom in Victory schools. Zoom schools have provided English learners interventions such as extended school years, reading skill centers, family engagement, half-day, preschools, and professional development for teachers. This comprehensive package of programs and services have resulted in significant increases in English language proficiency as well as improved academic achievement. Victory schools have provided a similar program of successful interventions for at-risk students, including pre-kindergarten programs, summer academies, reading skill centers, integrated student supports, and wraparound services. Healthcare services to pupils and their families, parent engagement programs, and programs to improve school climate and culture. It's important to note that an external evaluation of the programs by ACS Ventures and UNLV Center for Research Evaluation and Assessment showed positive results demonstrating improvement in student performance. The study recommended continued funding for Zoom and Victory programs along with enhanced services at those schools. While Zoom and Victory are wildly successful, the most serious critique of these programs is they don't reach every student, so additional money will help to that end. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much. Ms. Anderson.
Good evening, Nathan Anderson, Nevada State Education Association. And I'd like to speak very quickly and thank Senator Canizero for bringing up an increase of funds for our early childhood education. I'm actually a high school English teacher. I'm actually scared of the little people. I just think, nope, there's more than 5 of you. I am running away, screaming usually. However, I know that the soft skills, what is unfortunately called soft skills, are actually essential skills. And those are not taught when I have them in class as seniors or even as sophomores. Those are taught in our pre-K classes. That's the idea of cooperation, the idea of sharing. There's just so many things that are so important that are taught in our early childhood classes, and yet, unfortunately, we are not able to expand them to every single area that we can. This additional money will allow us to help more of our students and get them into school earlier and in a way that will help them the most. We have evidence that shows that our students that have that investment early do a much better job at being able to graduate on time and also excel after high school. I ask for your support of this bill, and again, thank you very much for investing in our students and our communities.
Thank you very much. Mr. Marks.
Alexander Marks with the Nevada State Education Association regarding the school safety provisions. NSA appreciates the work done previously by Governor Sandoval's statewide school safety task force, which studied numerous issues impacting our students' learning environments and made thoughtful recommendations. A safe and respectful learning environment is a top priority for many of our members, as student learning environment is their working environment. NSA was supportive of SB551 and appreciates the inclusion of the funding in the Safe and Supportive Schools Act to implement additional recommendations of that task force. One critical component of that school safety recommendation is to improve the ratio of pupils to specialized instruction support personnel. The caseloads of social workers, mental health workers, counselors, and numerous other licensed personnel are overwhelming. This leads to unacceptable student wait times for critical services, compromises the attention that these professionals can provide to any individual student, and makes work expectations unrealistic for our members. NSCA believes the resources provided in SB551 will help create a safe and learning environment for every child in our state. Moving the needle forward, this past Saturday, the Senate and Assembly Joint Committee voted to increase K-12 education-based funding by $62.2 million. This also included inflationary considerations for the very first time since, I think, 2007. And then earlier this week, the Senate voted on SB 545 to redirect the marijuana revenue from the rainy day fund to the DSA. With the passage of the Safe and Supportive Schools Act, Nevada lawmakers will be making another significant stride in delivering funding for our schools. And moving forward, NSC is committed to continuing our work with elected leaders to deliver the new revenues necessary to reach full adequacy funding for all Nevada schools.
Thank you.
Thank you.